here. Got the sync up there. Okay. All right. Here we go.
You ready?
I was born ready.
I was not.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Don't Tell Freaking Mom Podcast.
Don't tell anybody.
Freaking Tell Mom Podcast.
Hold your cards tight these days, folks. Don't tell nobody.
Don't tell freaking nobody. Freaking nobody. Hey, I'm kind of nervous to even mention some of this stuff because actually we should have talked about this before we started recording. But if you say the C word, we should call it beer illness. Because if you say...
I call it the Rona.
The Rona, yeah. The Rona illness. Because if you say that, supposedly it's like...
Beetlejuice.
Yeah, well, I think YouTube, can flag it and, any event scares or any, event
Oh, come on.
tragedy.
We ain't scaring nobody over here.
Just the word in your title.
Your feed.
So the title of this isn't going to be that, but we're going to talk about that a little bit.
I saw something on in my feed that was can't wait for the first YouTuber to get coronavirus. It's going to be all over the place. It's and it said, I wonder what their thumbnail caption's going to be, You know
what's funny is I don't know, what? Mom's texting me something. Mom, I'm in the middle of podcasting. You were on the podcast last week.
She must have known. She was like, what, y'all forgot about me?
She says, is this something you can use? I don't know what it is. Let me see. It may be funny. But I was just thinking about all this and how the whole world's shutting down, getting quarantined. If y'all don't know what we're talking about, then where have you been?
Where have you been?
We're talking about this virus.
I've been talking about this all morning.
Going around, but
I'm on one.
We've been, me and Katie have been talking at home how over the years we get all these comments. You should get a real job. You should get a real job. Or why don't you have a real job? And
yeah, Cullen, what's wrong with
this,
you?
that, and the other. But now all these people with real jobs are having to stay at home
and do it like you've been doing,
and do what I've been doing, and or not getting paid, or just not being able to go to their job because of this quarantine issue. And so what else is there to do except watch us without real jobs?
Since you don't have a real job, and
since you don't have a real job, watch these people that just stay at home anyway without real jobs. I don't know. It's kind of a funny,
it's like a tutorial.
It's like a full circle event happening.
You're hi.
Yeah, look, we don't have real jobs, and it's not affecting us because we already are at home.
Yeah, we already quarantined
doing ourselves. Our
job. We're already quarantined in this mother. We know exactly that we got snacks and
yeah. Well, we don't. That's what's crazy.
Broke.
You're right. We stocked up last month, and this morning we found the last 2 rolls of toilet paper. But yeah, can we talk about this? I don't know. This is insane.
We got so much to talk about. I don't even think we introduced ourselves.
Yeah, hey, what's folks, up? This is my sister Britany. I'm Cullen. We're the brother and sister duo. You weren't here last week because you had the coronavirus.
I was quarantined last week. Can we talk about that?
Yes. What happened?
So I got food poisoning, and then when I went into my iron infusion for my pregnancy or whatever, if y'all watch my vlog, you'll know that I've been doing these, going to the hospital and doing these. And when I get there, I told him I've had food poisoning last night. I feel terrible. It was coming out of both ends, y'all. It was not a pretty sight. You didn't want to be anywhere near me because I was pissed. And then I'm 7 months pregnant and feel like I'm 9 months pregnant. I'm so big and I can't get comfortable and I'm up and down all night. I take a sip of ginger ale, I throw it back up. Up all night. 2 o'clock the next day after this debacle, I am at the doctor's trying to get my iron infusions. And I'm like, please give me some saline too, Well, she's like, what are your symptoms? And I told her I had food poisoning from HelloFresh. Hello, not fresh. So I go.
I'll send you an invoice for that sponsor spot.
Right? Jeez Louise. I didn't say anything on my socials because they have, I've done a sponsorship with them. And I, if you scroll down on my Instagram, you'll see me in a HelloFresh box. It's what do I even do? I can't even say anything. But I'm not eating them anymore, and I no longer endorse them. But
are you sure it was HelloFresh?
Yeah.
You're positive?
Yeah, I'm pretty positive, yeah. Because... Anyway,
we've all had those batches of meat and stuff you go to Walmart and pick up, and then
it's a bad.
You're like, oh god, that smells like ass.
Sorry, I won't work with them again if they ask me to. So whatever.
Did it smell bad or what?
No, the cabbage was brownish. The meat was questionable. And then Corey, my husband, of course, is like, it's fine.
It'll cook out. That's my method. I'm like,
I'm so opposed to that. And the one time that I'm okay, we'll just eat it, whatever. It looked fine after he cooked it. But the one time that I actually cave in. I'm like, okay, you're probably right. It's probably fine. I get food poisoning. So I'm miserable. Anyway, I'm at the doctor. They're putting my IV in. And I'm telling her my symptoms, like how I was aching all night. I had to get in the hot shower at 2 a.m. because I got the chills, and then all this, and then she takes my temperature, and I have a low temperature, like a 99.5, and that's not usually part of food poisoning. Like usually you don't get a fever with food poisoning. So she was like, at that point she put a mask on, and she was like, just to be safe, because where I'm getting my iron infusions is the oncology department. Uh-huh. And so they've got all the cancer patients out there. So she was like, just to be safe, we want to do a flu test on you because at this time they don't have coronavirus test yet. She's like, but we're just going to put you in your own room over here. It's going to be nice and comfortable. You get your own TV. And I'm like, wait, am I being quarantined?
You're getting quarantined. You're going to have like the red lights flashing here in a minute. Like,
yeah, because it's all these flu symptoms, shitting yourself and throwing up. And now you get a low fever and you're aching and chills and whatever. It was bad.
Oh my gosh.
And I was so tired, y'all. And I get cranky. I'm pitiful. I'm a pitiful sick person. Corey doesn't know how he puts up with it. Because when I stub my toe, I'm in bed for a week. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just not a good person to be around.
You're like a dude.
Something's wrong. Yeah,
like
exactly.
When the guy gets sick.
And Corey's the opposite. He's, Miss Tarzan. He's never sick and can take anything. Well, how this whole thing got started with the food poisoning was we ate some pork tacos or whatever from HelloFresh, and then a day goes by or something, and then he says he goes to the bathroom a bunch of times, and I'm thinking like, you're just going to play chess. You know what I mean?
Where's with friends?
And so I'm like, why? He's like, my stomach, because I was like, do you want me to cook dinner? About to cook another HelloFresh. And he was like,
no.
And I was fine. And he was like, no, I'm not hungry. My stomach doesn't feel real good. And he's going back and forth from the bathroom. So I was like, okay. About 30 minutes after that, here I go running to the toilet. And then he, is 2 squirts and a fart. And he's fine. He's fine and just bebopping back to normal. And I'm 30 minutes later, I'm running to the bathroom, and then that was it for me all night.
Oh man!
So he survived it, and he was fine. He had to take care of me. I was miserable. But yeah, so I got quarantined. They were thinking I had the coronavirus, and that was kind of nice. I had a little room to myself, had the remote to the TV.
That's crazy. So bad.
And then they did a flu test on me, expedited it. 15 minutes later, comes back and says I don't have the flu. So, so I guess they would be able to tell. I don't know if that means that I have the coronavirus or not, but they did give me a bag of saline with my iron, and then which I desperately needed. That was a good day, good timing for that bag of saline, and so I was able to. I felt better. The next day, I felt a little better. And it took a couple of days to start eating again after that traumatic experience. If you've ever had food poisoning, like you got to start with crackers and work your way. And here I am, pregnant, hungry. I want some pickles and a carrot cake.
Give it to me, yeah.
So I'm trying to eat everything.
Oh, Booger's gonna wake up the baby. Is somebody here?
I don't know. It's okay. She's sleeping. I'm watching her on the thing. She's got a pillow over her head.
Oh my gosh.
That's her thing now.
So, God, what is he barking at?
I don't know. Granberry could be here. Granberry's coming over.
Oh, is the door unlocked?
Yeah, I unlocked it for her. And I said, come on. But I just said, come on, so that can't be her.
No.
Somebody's breaking in the house. It's fine.
We're down here podcasting. If you want to come down.
The looters are out from the coronavirus.
If I think you can, can't you have saline? Or I think over in LA,
you can go to stores and get it now.
Well, you can have a nurse come in and do it for you,
hangover cure.
Yeah, people that party hard over there. I've seen in some vlogs.
Just hit me. Let's keep going.
They just get a saline injection, and then they're good to go.
You can do more than that though. We got 2 places that I know of here in Birmingham, which I thought this would be a fancy place for LA and stuff, but. Or New York, but we have them here actually in Birmingham. And the reason I found that out is because I started getting saline, and I started feeling so much better after I was in the iron infusion. I got the saline too, and I would by the time I left that day, I felt good.
Yeah. It's like steroids almost or something.
Yeah, I feel great. I need more of that. Because obviously I don't drink enough water,
Yeah.
But once I found that, a nurse there told me, she was like, you can go to these little bars and do an IV bar and get vitamins and all kinds of stuff to just pack you to make your metabolism go harder and fill you with the saline and the whatever. And So I called up. There's like $60 for a bag of saline.
Dang.
Yeah, so I was like, I'll just wait. I'll just wait till I have to come back for my infusions, get another, boost. But
it's good to know.
Lasts a week, and then you're back to normal.
Yeah.
You got to keep drinking the water.
You've leveled off by then, too. Well, that's good that you feel better.
Thank you. I hate to tell you this, though, but saline and these IV drips ain't going to save us from the zombie coronavirus.
That's what's so crazy, and all the headlines I've been reading, and I don't know, people get really bent out of shape that I've seen online when other influencers say it's just the flu, or it's just like the flu, and this, that, and the other, because they may have had
you're downplaying it. Well, if you're downplaying it, then you're not taking it serious enough. And if it doesn't matter, Cullen, you can't win.
I've been in denial about it for so long until recently, because I'm like,
well, schools are shutting down. What?
Right. Like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, it is just like the flu. Why is this anything different? And, of course, the older, less, more vulnerable, unhealthy adults. Because
you're a carrier. Even
are going to be affected more, like just like they would with influenza that's been around and all these statistics about how many people have died with the flu over the years versus this and that and the other. And so then, being the conspiracy theorist that I am, I started thinking about stuff, and I'm like, this is kind of weird, and like,
well, the media has a lot to do with it. The media is a beast, y'all. If y'all don't think the media are powerful, take a look at what's going on right now, because what is every station talking about?
I'm about to say, let me go to NBC.com.
And what's happening as a result? As a result, you can't go to Disney World. Your hockey's canceled. Your basketball's over. March Madness is done. Like, everything that Americans, depend on to survive as far as their entertainment and then food and the necessities and toilet paper and all this. Now it's becoming a big deal to us here, because now it's affecting, you can't get toilet paper at the store. It's affecting us personally. Our schools are shutting down. What? Like, we're in Alabama. We still don't have it yet. Knock on wood. I mean, by the end of the day, we'll probably have it.
I think I saw an email come through because UAB, or one of our big medical places here, hospitals here, just announced that there is one case confirmed for Montgomery. This was right before I came over that I saw. So, because they just started having tests.
Well, we got a lot of it in Alabama. We just hadn't tested for it yet. But nobody knows we got it.
The headlines on all these news outlets are just like, and then
every single
disasters and like national emergencies and.
Then everybody's got an opinion on how we're handling it as a country. If we were prepared, if we weren't prepared.
You hear about the celebrities, Tom Hanks, and I saw Charles Barkley.
I know, Wilson, like not Tom Hanks, no.
I know.
But, at least he said there's no crying in baseball. So at least he's got a sense of humor about it. And the hospital that he's being quarantined in, I don't know if you saw this, but they rolled him in a volleyball with Wilson painted on it to keep him company while he was quarantined. I thought that was cute. I was like, at least you're making jokes about it. But the thing is, Tom Hanks, he's 60. The thing is, it's like the older people. So the people that are not taking it seriously, that might have it, not know that they have it, they're walking around coughing on poles, making a joke about it, coughing on door handles and shit. Those are the people that piss me off, because it's like, well, the lady that's going to come in behind you, somebody's grandmother's going to come up behind you, and then she's going to get it. You may be fine from it if you get it, but she's not going to be.
I saw a picture circulating on social media or Facebook or something, and it was a elderly lady, reminded me of G-Mother, probably Italian. She was a little bit shorter than G-Mother, but she had her buggy full of stuff, and she was standing in an aisle of just emptiness.
Yeah, and looking for toilet paper. Somebody give that lady a roll of toilet paper.
And it's like all of us young whippersnappers going out there doing this because it's like the thing to do right now. But then you gotta just think about who it's really affecting.
Hey, if you can't beat them, join them. I didn't run out and get it, but I actually needed toilet paper, and I was like, you know what? I need to go get it before I can, while I can, because then now you're just like, you don't want to go buy it up so other people can't have any. That's never your thing. Like, where some people, that's your thing. You're trying to get all of it because you have that panic that, But, like, for me, I just needed some toilet paper, and I couldn't find any. Publix didn't have any. Target didn't have any. I went to Home Depot thinking I was clever. They didn't have any.
That's what people were suggesting, were like Lowe's and Home Depots. Yeah,
me and the lady yesterday at the, and I'm 7 months pregnant with a baby, carrying in and out of the car, going all these stupid places looking for toilet paper. It's ridiculous out there, y'all. And then everybody else is in the aisles, too. It's not like everybody's, like, running back there. So I found some. Well, I found some at Big Lots finally, and I got like 5 things of, and I think there's like 12 rolls in a pack. It's like a medium size pack, which is what I normally get at Costco. Is a big one, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I got enough for us, I think, to wipe our asses for the next month or two to get through it. But it's like I'm just gonna fight, y'all. I'm like this. I have my buggy. I'm in the Big Lots aisle, and you know they're not big in there, you know. But I've got my little buggy, and I'm like loading my buggy, and the lady comes up and moves my buggy out of the way so she can get to the toilet paper I'm reaching for. And I'm like, hell no, I'll beat you up right now. No, I'm just kidding. But it's like, it's getting like
fierce.
It's getting fierce. Like, it's getting scary. Like these women are being pushy and shovey and like pushing people's carts out of the way to get to it first and all this. And
my first confusion was like, why toilet paper? And that was like,
yeah. So me and the lady at Home Depot were standing there looking at each other like, well, why though? Is shitting yourself? I didn't even know that was part of it.
Like
it's not even
in a snowstorm. You get bread and milk, and it's like, why bread and milk? Make milk sandwiches.
That's
but
just
like
dumb anyway.
But like just the whole toilet paper thing. But then you start thinking about like the fact that we're not going to be getting shipments delivered from China and all these other outsourced countries.
Yeah, and
that's why. And that's I didn't get it at first. I was thinking like and
a lot of people just doing it because other people are doing it.
Well, that too, yeah. Katie went to Sam's yesterday, thinking we were going to stock up on some stuff that we needed, and I mean, the line. If you've ever been to Sam's, all the produce and stuff with the meat and everything is in the very back of the store. The line to check out was all the way back to the store, and they had made an announcement. She said on the intercom and said that you can use your Scan and Go app and pay with your app. If you're standing in line, pay for everything in the app, and then show your receipt on your app when you check out. Yeah, I was like, oh my god, it was literally like an apocalypse, and I think that's the big thing that I've seen. I saw Joe Rogan talking to like a healthcare specialist that tracks viruses and stuff, and he was talking about how we're treating this like the blizzard of '93. Where it's only going to last a couple weeks, and so everybody's going out and getting bread and milk and toilet paper and all this stuff. And
it's going to last a lot longer than that.
And
it took 20 months just to get a vaccine ready to go to human trials when SARS happened. So think about that: 2 years before you can even give anybody some help.
Like this isn't a blizzard; it's like a freaking winter. Like you have to be in it for the long haul, not 2 weeks.
You know, funny fact is that Corey and I, when we started the speakeasy, behind the speakeasy, we have our tornado shelter that we were going to like make another little inception, like another speakeasy too, a secret door too, or whatever. Thought that'd be cool. So we've got we went to Mom's house. This is like a month ago. We went over to Mom's and got this old rack that she had, and Corey put it down there, and then we started just putting supplies in for if there was a tornado, like just to have, you know what I mean, basic survival essentials, right? So we got a big thing of canned goods and a big thing of tons of big things of water, and we got ramen noodles and, you know, rice and stuff like that. So we started filling that up already, and then this all happens, and I'm like, we didn't get enough. You know what I mean? We should have done more.
Oh, we've got some YouTube friends that are Mormon, and I've always been intrigued by their storage, their cold storage areas and stuff that they purposefully have in their houses, kind of just like this. It's like a concrete wall that stays colder than any. And
underground is kind of what no windows. It's all concrete. It's a tornado shelter for Birmingham, for Alabama folks. Anyway.
And they have the mentality of like, when you go to the store to buy something, buy one for now, two for later. And so you buy a roll of toilet paper for now, and then you put 2 in your stockpile that you just forget about and don't touch.
Yeah.
For the apocalypse day or something like this. And so all their stories now, like there's Bonnie is one of them. She was making a story yesterday, and she showed her stockpile storage unit room that she has in her house. And I mean, she's got like rows of dish soap, like
it's at the grocery store.
Like it's literally, you go shopping down there, and like rows of Tylenol, rows of soups, and like that she's been saving for years, ever since they moved into this house. And it's like literally, she's got everything.
Smart. Who is this?
Bonnie Holeen from Bonnie and Joel, Ellie and Jared's sister.
Yeah, smart.
It was like, I was like, oh my God, this is insane. Like, she is, like, they could hunker down and bunker down.
Smart.
Like,
now, what happens, though, when this coronavirus turns into the zombie apocalypse? Because it's now transformed from human to, it's taken on this new shape inside humans. Since it's from an animal, if it's from an animal, I don't even know.
I don't even know what it's...
We'll get to that in a minute. I'll tell you what I do know about where it came from.
No idea.
But like, what if me and Rocky were just talking about this? What if it morphs into like all the people that have died from it in like a month? They all wake up and they're the zombies. I was like, well, it'd be old folks with walkers, and he was like, walkers, you know. But so we had a good laugh about it, like, oh, what if it was? But what if you got to be on the go? Because I've actually got, me and Corey, this is, like I said, we were trying to stock our room anyway before this all happened, and I had sent Corey a note that said our survival, lists, stuff that we're going to need. And so I have this Tate family survival checklist. Water.
You literally have it.
Yeah, water, big bags of beans, big bags of rice, salt, oil, flour, cornmeal, various spices, canned veggies, canned fruit, canned meat. So, and then I've got on there like rope, rifles, sleeping bags,
cans of gas.
Cans of gas. Because like I went from like a normal...
You went from like a normal stockpile of food and
right, like essentials for the home to like, what if we have to be mobile? I went to Walking Dead.
Yeah.
In my head, it was like, well, what if they come and because looters? What if the people start attacking you because there's nothing left, and then you have to like leave your home and go out on the run and like have a tent because you want to get away from the populated places because the zombies are coming. So I started going down that whole like we need ammo and
I had a thought this morning about that. Like everybody that bought all this toilet paper, and if this blows over and you still have a whole, well, I guess you'd want to do it before it blows over, but get on Facebook Market and sell that ish for like $50.
Yeah, that's what I thought about that yesterday when I was there, and there was like a few packs left. Like I was like got some of the last packs. I'm like fighting over it, and I've got my little 5-packs, and there was probably 30 more on the shelf, and I was like, okay, should I get some more than this? Like, this is what I need, what I would normally buy. Should I get more than that and then go sell it?
You probably could, yeah.
And I was thinking about it. It was like, I mean, how bad? I still got some 1-ply in there I could start probably selling right now from 2 years ago when I accidentally bought the wrong kind and Corey won't use it.
That's all we've been using lately, and we've kind of gotten used to it, the 1-ply.
But then you just roll it twice as much.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's really,
it lasts a little bit longer, it seems. But
that's might be a smart investment.
That's crazy. I might have to snag a roll before I leave.
I still don't understand like why people.
Oh,
I'll sell you some $20 a roll. 1-ply.
That's crazy. What else? I've seen some other.
Turn this down. Turn my
funny. I've seen some other funny.
Memes and stuff.
Yeah, memes.
Yeah, like I don't like. I kind of want to talk about like all the facts as I know them from what I've read and stuff. But I've been on Cullen. I've been on the phone. That's perfect. I've been on the phone this morning with two of my friends, Annie, our sister, who's in Cambodia right now, and I was calling her because it's nighttime there, and I was trying to catch her when I woke up before she went to bed, and she's sick.
Oh, no.
So she thinks she has food poisoning, too. And I'm like, well, I mean, Cambodia, I think they've got like 3 people that got it. But they don't have a lot of people that have it. But, like, they're not traveling. Like, there's going to be eventually no travel home. And I'm like, well, so do you want to come home real quick? Like, you want to go ahead and home on that flight while you can? And the flights are cheap and, And she was like, no, because if I get to America, then I'm in America and stuck with this bullshit. Like, I'd rather be here,
Do you remember S&P Films who we had on one time, Corey?
Uh-huh.
Did you see his picture? Uh-huh. He's traveling back home from Hawaii right now, and that's the airplane.
Oh, my God.
Like, he's literally the only one on the airplane.
I'm telling y'all, the airports are the safest place to be right now because there ain't nobody there, and everybody's making fun of these millennials getting cheap tickets, but really, they're the only ones there. You can keep a 6-foot distance from everybody in the airports right now.
The scary thing is
it's all scary.
Like you said, the March Madness got canceled. The NBA, like imagine
there's gonna be looters, riots. I think there's gonna be all kinds of
how much
chaos.
Money these vendors and these major corporations are losing, and like how much money is the March Madness every year? Like how much everybody fills out a bracket and they try to win thousands and millions of dollars, and all these companies.
A part of me is worried about the economy. What? A part of me is worried about the economy, but a part of me is really not, because I feel like this is going to eventually blow over, right? They're going to find a cure and everything's going to be fine, and we're going to blow over and everything's going to be fine. I think so, but like. Okay, so say banks start freezing. Like right now, Florida's got their like quarantine. Like you can't fly in and out of Florida. Disneyland's closed. Disney World's closed. All this stuff. Like, and I'm supposed to go to the beach next week. I'm thinking about canceling. But Florida's like kind of doing it for themselves or whatever. So let's say now it's Disney. Today is Disney World. Tomorrow's the banks. What happens when a bank closes? Now you're talking about federal, and your money's so you can't get your money out, right? But you can't lose your money either. It's still going to be sitting there. So I feel like everything eventually is going to be okay with the economy, because it's like if they freeze and just stop everything, well, no one's getting richer, but no one's getting poorer either. Like if you just freeze everything. And then I asked him, I said, well, what about when you got to go buy food? He's like, well, then you got things like Red Cross and these FEMAs and that'll hand out food and ration and blah, 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 and all this stuff. And I'm like, can you imagine it getting to that point where we're standing in line waiting for FEMA package of food to feed our families and stuff? Like, that's scary to me. And to be honest, I wouldn't be this nervous about it if it wasn't for the fact that I have a baby and I'm pregnant right now. You know what I mean? Like there's no formula.
Well, I've seen the reoccurring themes over the years. Have you seen those memes or those pictures that people have shared where it's like 2000 was Y2K, then it was anthrax, then it was SARS, and then it was swine flu, and now it's I already said anthrax. There's always like some national tragedy,
and it's always election year.
And it's that was my next point, is like this is going to pin the election or the presidential candidates against each other based on what they say and what they do and their call to action. Mm-hmm. And it's like so seemingly conspiratorially.
Yeah, there's a bunch of conspiracies. Well, okay, so you had said something earlier about like where does this come from? Well, so it comes from Wuhan, right, in China, which is this landlocked little town that's very, very, very poor. Well, my sister and I were talking about this morning. So she's telling me, like, okay, so it comes from this place where the people are so poor because of the communism in China that and at the time, China, I guess, I don't know if it's then or now or whatever, but China had, they were in charge of the food markets and stuff. Well, then I guess they relinquished it to the people and let the people decide. I don't know. Anyway, that's how it kind of all got started. But these people were so poor that they can't buy the meat. So they're going out into their backyard and they're killing snakes and bats and rats and all these things. Anything with a heartbeat, they'll kill it and eat it to survive. They're that poor. So then they're that poor. Then the Chinese government says, okay, well, we're going to hand the food market over to the people. And so now they're going, oh, well, I can kill snakes, bats, and rats for not only myself, but for you too. And if you buy it from me, then that'll bring my family out of poverty. And so that's when these like markets started where you can go buy anything, like bats and rats and snakes and all this crazy shit to us that's just like crazy, but over there it's common practice. They got dogs in cages for sale to eat. So that's kind of where this is all starting, right? So then you've got these people eating bats that carry all these disgusting diseases like flu and all these like coronavirus or whatever. I don't know if it came from a bat or not. I honestly don't know. But they're eating this and then getting sick, and then this is where these diseases are coming from, is what I think, if it's an animal thing. There's some conspiracy, like I heard of one conspiracy that this professor at Harvard created this coronavirus in a lab, sent it to Wuhan, and then that's where it like originated from, but it was a conspiracy to do that.
What if all of this like that in the same breath is like governmental, natural selection to keep our earthly population
New World Order
at a 500 million, billion, trillion minimum, and because there's been conspiracy theories about the flu shot and vaccines and stuff, and like how they're injecting you with the flu to kill people off, and stuff like that. And this is just another one of those conspiracies of like
There's probably 1 million conspiracies about
it's
this,
just
to be honest with you.
insane. Like,
I saw one this morning that was like, oh, this is a conspiracy from the millennials to kill off all the boomers, and so they have some Social Security left. I was like, that's actually, plausible.
Yeah, right.
Like, we don't need the old people. Let's get rid of them and get all the Social Security money. It's not true.
Picture I saw, and this was Katie loved this because it's like all graphs and stuff, and she's all statistical.
All about the graphs, yeah.
But it made sense, and at first I was like, oh gosh, here we go with another graph. But it says, and I'll put it up on the screen, this is why things are being canceled due to COVID-19 in one perfect picture. It's not because people are getting hysterical or because they believe the virus is so deadly. They're panicking. It's because we only have so much capacity to deal with a lot of very sick people. If we can delay the spread of keeping people away from each other, we have a chance to help more people effectively, not overwhelm hospitals and infrastructure.
Right.
There's so many
nurses,
doctors, hospital beds, and pieces of equipment to help that eventually get virus-related pneumonia. And then look at the picture. So without measures, this is how deadly. Everybody would be going straight to the hospital, and everybody would get overflowed with like things, and everybody would start dying. But with these now, because we have all this social media and technology and like spread awareness with awareness, so we're kind of cutting it. It seems like it's a blizzard right now, and everybody's freaking out. But in the end,
they got drive-through corona tests.
Like we're shortening the span of this death.
Trying to. Yeah, and I get it, and it all makes sense, but at the same time, that's exactly, I think the media is making it into a very big thing, and I think because of that, it is becoming a big thing. Like you say, it is enough time, it's going to be that. So now no travel, the travel's stopped, and by the time y'all are even listening to us, it's a couple days past. I mean, who knows where we'll be,
when we got this email that all the church services were canceled, like just in the past 2 days, probably 5 days for y'all listening, but like just in the past 2 days, everything in Alabama where there's only been one confirmed case, I think, recently, but it's just like
by Tuesday, though. By the time this podcast go out, it'll probably be 1,000 of us. But
it's just like that's when it started sinking in for me. Was like all this stuff's getting canceled in Alabama, and then Katie sent me these videos from Sam's, and I'm like, what is going on? Like
it's worldwide.
Now I'm starting to freak out,
and that's the problem. Is that's exactly what nobody wants.
They want you to freak out.
That's exactly what nobody wants you to do, but that's what's happening because everybody's doing it, right? So everybody's panicking.
Sam's is like, and Costco and all these wholesale places are loving it. They're gonna have the best years of their life with all the income.
I know. That's what we were just talking about before we started talking about the podcast, was that the markets and the economy and stuff, and the fact that it's a bear market. And I was like, literally right before we started the podcast, I was investing money. I was
Johnson.
I was buying gold, and but like I think that's another way that we're going to come out of this, is that people are going to make some money from doing that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't know, Cullen, the people are going to start looting. I think there's going to be riots. I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. There was something I read where this guy, some official guy, he had posted or it leaked in a document that he had written that he thinks that the worst case scenario of this, or like what's going to happen, is there's going to be 92 million infected and 500,000 deaths due to this, is what he's thinking. That's like his prediction or whatever. Jeez. And I was like, you know what? That would suck. 500,000 people die from, I mean, 92 million affected.
How does that, is that equivalent to the flu, which is something that
the flu, 30,000 people die a year from. So, I mean, when you think about it, it's like the fatality.
Okay, but how many people die of opioids every year? But we haven't made a big-ass stink like this.
Yeah, well, they're just now making a stink about
50,000 that die from opioids every year, and then 30,000 die from the flu.
Yeah, you think about smokers and car wrecks, and you compare the statistics, and it's like, why is everybody freaking out about this?
Yeah.
Because it's new.
It's new.
Anytime anybody says, "Oh, it's new," and we don't have a cure for this, we don't know what this is. That's the scary part. That's the part that the unknown, I think, is what is causing a lot of this commotion. But the fact is, Cullen, it's here. It ain't going anywhere. And it's not something that's going to blow over in a day or two. In a perfect world, everybody just quarantine their damn selves and survive off the last can of Beanie Weenies they got in the pantry and just stay away from everybody for 2 weeks. 3 weeks, everybody just self-quarantine for 2 weeks, and I think we would all be fine, because then you would know who,
Yeah,
But you got to think, Colin, there's some sick people in this world that are literally walking around licking their hands and rubbing it on things.
I saw some videos of these people over in China, and I don't know if it was manufactured or fake or whatever, but there were several shots of security cameras and elevators and stuff where they were like spitting on the elevator keys, and they had a mask on. They take it off, spit on the elevator keys, and then rub it down, and then put their mask back on and walk out, and like spitting on bus stops.
I saw something like that.
And I was like, "Is this real? Like, are they trying to kill us off?
Yeah,
like,
some people are just sick in the head like that.
Yeah.
They think it's funny, and they want to, like, even the guy that thinks it was funny, that was the NBA star that like rubbed all the microphones as he was walking away. Like,
yeah.
All right, jackass.
Look, so you say,
what if your grandma sat down to that microphone?
Right?
You sick fuck. Yeah.
Like, what you say, this is like a new thing, but Katie sent me this picture last week, and on the back of Clorox wipes, the very first thing it says, it kills human coronavirus. And I've never seen that on the back of a
there's more than...
It's just like...
That's why they said COVID-19, because there's more than one coronavirus or whatever. That's funny. I saw the conspiracy about the book, and like some lady had wrote a book in it, and this is from like, I don't know, 1990s or like, I don't know, the early 2000s, 2003 or something. And she wrote a book and was like, in 2020, a global pandemic was gonna sweep the nation and kill off a bunch of She like said something. Yeah, basically it was a fiction novel.
Kind of like Simpsons.
It's like a Dean Koontz book or something. I don't know, but it was some fiction novel that like basically laid out exactly what's happening.
That's crazy.
And then it said that everything was going to get better, and then in the book it said, and then everything was going to go back to normal, and then 3 years later it was going to resurface and like kill everybody.
That makes me want to search Simpsons coronavirus and see it, because you know how the Simpsons always predict something. Or South Park, Simpsons coronavirus. And that's funny too, because I just posted a video of Dad 5 years ago talking about washing your hands before and after you go to the bathroom.
Before you touch your pecker.
Yeah.
He's like, why would you touch money and then touch your pecker? You're perfectly clean pecker.
Oh, I just searched it and it came up. 21 hours ago. Whoa, I got chills.
What do you mean?
Celeb. The Simpsons predicted Tom Hanks being quarantined with coronavirus back in 2007. This is some bullshit. No way. Hang on. This was posted 21 hours ago.
Yeah, but is that true? Is that website that you're looking at?
I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't look very...
The world was left in shock yesterday when it was confirmed that Hollywood actor and his wife tested positive for coronavirus. But it seems like it was actually predicted years ago by none other than psychic animated show The Simpsons. What the hell?
Did they actually call it the coronavirus in The Simpsons show? Because that would really trip me out. But I would want to see proof.
My gosh.
Give me receipts for that.
Let me see.
Y'all, can we talk for a second about how...
That's his son. Tom Hanks' son, talking about it. And it's also deemed or thought of that Tom Hanks is in the Illuminati and paid off by the government and stuff. And look what his son's tattoo is.
The Illuminati thing?
Like right there in the center.
Well, he did that. All of his tattoos are of his dad's movies.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it's like, that's probably got something to do with one of those, was a Da Vinci Code books or something that Tom Hanks starred in. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay, let's see. It was recently revealed that not only did the long-running show predict the coronavirus itself in 1993 episode Marge in Chains, as Springfield is infected by a Far Eastern virus, but now it looks like they predicted Hanks going into quarantine in the 2007 Simpsons movie. Fans believe that the writers foreshadowed the fact that cameo tells the audience. What the fuck?
Leave it to the Simpsons.
I've got to go watch this show now. Like, that's crazy.
All right, Cullen, I want to know, what do you think that the outcome is going to be in all this?
People are going to start selling leaves and calling it organic toilet paper for $20 a bag. Seriously,
like, what do you think? What do you think is going to happen? Or is this going to blow over?
It's going to blow over. It's. I'd hate to compare it to the flu or any other sickness.
They're going to make movies about this.
They're going to make movies about this. They probably, the Simpsons already have.
Like, here's my worst case scenario. What if, like, it doesn't get better and it gets worse?
This is like one of those, like, Ice Age type things. This is what you're talking about. Like, one day, yeah, like, this could get like to where we're all just like
the doomsday clock has finally struck midnight. And, and this is it. And it's like, this is the start of it. But like,
there's going to be another.
Is about to mix. Somebody's about to get it that had something else. It's going to mix and morph into something else. And then that guy's going to cough. And then it's going to spread. And it's going to be.
Well, and going back to the zombie apocalypse scenario, it's kind of already like that in some of the countries I've heard, like North Korea or something. They're literally quarantining these people, and if they test positive for it, they're like killing them. Yeah, like just
off with his head.
Yeah, like shoot him in the head and bury. Like
they're barbaric as they're bad over there. But
it's like
you think
what?
You know why Italy spread so fast when they got over there?
Because everybody
ciao.
Well,
they kiss all the time.
It's the culture.
Stay away from me.
All the Italians live with their extended family and stuff, and so you got grandmother living with son and daughter. You know,
get your
I think that's part of it too. But I think it's like literally all the friggin' Italian meals where everybody sits down together at the table, and it's all like teach ya. Close quarters.
I want them to come back with the shooter guns. Like instead of shaking hands, you just what's up, dog? Air high five, or kick your feet.
Yeah.
You come up with a new handshake.
I saw.
I'm a hugger too, so this is gonna be hard for me.
A meme that King Batch did, or like a TikTok or something.
A TikTok. Oh, I was thinking about tons of TikToks I could do with.
Oh man,
I will survive as long as I
have you thought about that? Now that it's called COVID-19, you'll never hear this. This is another meme I saw. You'll never hear this the same way.
What?
COVID-19. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Oh, God. So next time you read COVID-19, you can't say it now without thinking of that song. COVID-19.
Great, thanks, Cullen. I appreciate it. All the other things I got on my plate right now.
I was like, wait, why is this song in my head yesterday?
What are you going to do when the kids' school cancels and y'all can't? I mean, like,
God dang it.
I feel like we're more prepared because we work from home. You know, we're at home already.
But that's our time to work. Like that's our. Everybody's like, well, y'all work.
Yeah, but then to have the kid, that's what I'm saying. It's going to be a nightmare for everybody. Though, like think of all the people that can't go to work and are having to work through FaceTime and stuff.
Well, colleges are canceling and doing online courses,
so there should be plenty of nannies.
But then there's also like some colleges that are poverty stricken that. The kids go home. They don't have Wi-Fi or access to computers. Do
you get your money back for that semester that they had to stay home?
Like I'm like, what is going on? Literally, like these people are. I'm like, what if I was at a desk job right now and we were sitting there probably having a meeting about these freaking remote sessions that we'd have to figure out. Like that's
what they're doing. A friend of mine works for like Microsoft or something. I saw him post a meme that was it was like a split screen 4 ways, and it was 4 different employees, and one guy you can barely see up above his nose, and the other guy is up to the screen too close. And he was like, "This is exactly what my life is right now, where he's just working from home and with his coworkers, and none of them have their cameras set up right on their
like
face."
Neighbor Wilson, like over the fence.
Yeah, he's like, "This is what." But it's also good because it maybe makes people realize that you don't have to be at the freaking office. This could have been an email. You know what I mean? I saw that.
Coronavirus may have like cured the whole like going into work. We'd cut down on emissions, on pollution, on carpooling, all that stuff. That's another way to look at it.
Maybe it's awakening. Maybe this is going to be a good thing when the dust settles. But I don't know.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So
but like seriously though, kids are going to stay home, and so now. Like, what are the parents going to do? I mean, like, how about this? What is your plan?
We haven't really thought about it. Well, first of all, our kids have been back to back out of school for Gaines was hit with the flu. I hope it was the flu. I don't know. And then Brooks had a 24 or 48 hour virus, kind of just like what you were talking about earlier with the same day. It was so weird because the week that Gaines got struck with the flu, you were sick. And I did
and then Gaines got the flu right after or something.
No, Gaines got the flu, and then you were sick, and then the day Brooks stayed home, or they called us saying he had a fever or something. I can't remember the scenario. And I was
got sick. Yeah.
Something's
going on. You're the carrier.
Am I over there infecting Britany from Brooks and vice versa? But I hadn't seen you in a week
because my immune system's lower than yours, so you might not get it. But you're over here spreading it to me, you disease-carrying monkey. Well, and that's the other scary part about the coronavirus is I've read that
it is 24 days of incubation or carrying. You can carry it for up to 24 days without any symptoms. Yeah. So you have a whole month to like spread that shit everywhere.
Passing it around, yeah.
And then boom, everybody,
We could have it. We could both have it right now and not even know.
Yeah, wash your mouth out with soap like Mom used to do is about to come back because I've been washing my hands and oh my gosh. Well, I was at a school thing with Gaines yesterday and these girls were up in each other's faces acting like monsters and I'm like, how do I nicely tell them to don't do that shit?
It's like y'all are, know what's going on right now.
Yeah, like they're like rawr, and I'm like, get out of her face, like yo, stop. But the parents are around and you don't want to look weird. Katie was at a clinic yesterday getting her testosterone rejuvenated, and she said that there was a lady over standing off in the corner wearing gloves, and she was acting kind of weird, looking kind of weird. One of the employees walked up and was like, "Are you waiting on the bathroom, or is there anything I can help you with?" And she said, "No, I'm just being very cautious." Apparently, her kid was sick at home and he's got like a tracheotomy or like one of those he's really susceptible to any.
Yeah, she doesn't want to get anything. So
she was like, I just don't want to sit down. I don't want to touch anything. I don't want to be around because she was in an office, around. Yeah. And so she was like over there like quarantine,
trying to stay away from everybody, which is good. See, it's the people crazy. That don't do anything that are the ones that are going to be the problem. Like the people that aren't taking any precautions at all, like my husband. Those are the ones that are going to kill everyone because.
Well, and I kind of see his point though, and mentally, I guess as a guy, Brooks has not been sick near as much as Gaines was because we let him lick the floor all the time.
Yeah,
his immune system is fighting
the tap water. Yep.
Yeah, and so I'm like, just get out there and eat some dirt, and you'll be good.
Have you been out? I do want to talk about like the social aspect of this. Is that when you do go out in public, like yesterday or like the day before, when I am at the office, the doctor's office, like that waiting room when I was getting my iron infusions, it's like somebody coughs and everybody kind of tends.
Oh yeah,
and you just kind of like move a little bit farther away and you're just like, oh my God, you know what I mean? Like it's weird. And then you imagine all the people that already have anxiety and OCD and like then
oh yeah, there's those OCD people like, and if you are one, no offense or anything, but it's just like
I have a little anxiety, so it's making me like
wash your hands and oh man, yeah. You don't want to wash that flora off your hands. That Dad's video.
That's cracking me up, Dad. I went down the rabbit hole. Cullen sent me that, and I was like looking up all the old.
But I could see why Dad was naturally concerned about that at that time because he was going through the chemo, so his immune system was low, and so the last thing he wanted to do was spread more germs. It's kind of the same concept.
Really, you should be fine. It's people like me that are pregnant with low immune systems. It's the older people with weak immune systems. It's the people that are already sick from some other condition. It's people like cancer or whatever. That's the problem. Those are the people that are going to be the first to go. Like I'm screwed. And I told Corey, I was like, you bring that virus home and I'm going to be so mad. I was like, you got to think about we have the kids now. Like before, like seriously, a lot of my friends that don't have kids, and this is probably exactly how I would be if I didn't have children or if I didn't have Sophia and pregnant, is they're buying up all the cheap plane tickets. Like my friend Meg was like, oh, I'm going to Denver next week. $70 round trip, bitch. I was like, yeah. It's like, yeah, see, that's exactly what I would be doing if I didn't have to think of another human. Yeah. You know what I mean? If I didn't have somebody else to think about and have to worry about. But I do, and now I'm like super nervous about it. And I get that from our mom, who she's like, if she even thinks if there's a strong thunderstorm coming, she thinks it might turn into a tornado warning. She's got us in the bathtub with pots on our heads.
6 in the Enneagram with Katie of being over worried about things. I think ultimately, overall, like you said, if our generation or our age group gets sick, treat it like anything else. Get rest, drink your orange juice, drink your vitamins, drink your water. Yeah,
because a lot of people are recovering from this. A lot of people probably recovered it without ever knowing they had it.
Right, and then going about your business. And then I think, it's going to be interesting how the companies and the economy responds over the next few months.
I'm telling you, I'm buying all the stocks up. I'm spending everything.
I need to get into that. It's
got to go back up. It's got to go back. I mean, we don't have too much more time, but
on the next podcast. Yeah, let's talk about it.
It's got to go back up to something normal. You know what I mean? Like, it's because it's so, like, the stock markets are so low right now that even if you buy, like, if you buy one share of gold and you double your money once this blows over, then you made $10. You know what I mean? Or whatever. Like, I don't know. If you can, I don't
know anything about it. You were trying to teach me a little bit about the stock market, and our granddad, I know, used to be into
sell high, buy low. Buy low, sell high.
But then if everybody's doing that,
buy low. So right now it's a bear market, so that means all the stocks are really low, and the prices of the stocks are really low. So now's the time, if you have some money, you want to go buy them up, because then when they go back up to their normal prices, then that's when you want to sell.
But what if it crashes and then everybody loses all their money and all that? Like,
I don't think that's going to happen.
Let's talk about that next.
I think that Donald Trump's putting a bunch of money. I think that we have the right president for that. For this, you know what I mean? Like, I think that at least financially, I think we're going to be okay eventually. But it's bad.
He's a good
bad out
guy.
there. It's like the highest hit stock market, like the lowest. I mean, it's bad. It's scary. But I think that they've got some reserves for that, and they're gonna make sure that their money's. The rich people are on that.
Yeah.
I trust the rich people. Cullen, this is what I always say: is that if you don't know what to do, go find somebody that's richer and smarter than you and do what they're doing.
Hang around the rich people. All right, I'm going to go grab a roll of your toilet paper. And then
you better stay off my dick. I think Granberry just got here. She's going to watch the baby.
Last little joke here is all the vegans over in California that are turning into zombies. What is a vegan zombie walk around saying? Or looking to eat grains. That's stupid. That was dumb as shit.
When you hang out with 5-year-olds, too much. That's too much. All right, thank you guys so much for listening.
Episode 91 in the books.
Everybody else is talking about it. We figured we might as well talk about it too.
And this is probably demonetized on YouTube, but y'all go listen to it on the podcast. I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
we're all gonna die anyway. See you later, maybe.
How many coronavirus Halloween costumes are going to be? All you got to do is dress up like a sick kid and carry your corona around.
Oh, God.
All right. Thanks for watching, guys.
See you later.
Podcast.
See you later,
Stay safe. Wash your damn hands.
Maybe. See you later.
Maybe. Peace.
Peace.